What is up, everybody? This is Tikwe, also known as Richard, and we're coming back to you with another game of the Holy Roman Empire, and this time playing against the English. Um, been having a lot of fun learning the different factions and so on, and we've made our French videos, about 22 videos on the French, how to build with them, the build order, different type of build orders, playing against all the different type of factions and so on. But it's good to practice a faction to try and get comfortable with what it works for you. So standard build order for me: 6 villagers on sheep with the Holy Roman Empire. Immediately training your prelate into your villagers. Using your scout to pick up any stray sheep in the vicinity. We're playing in Hill and Dale, so just gonna pause here and show you with an extended map here. Um, right here on the edge around your base, there should be some sheep. You can see right here, so it is quite nice to just do the exploration around the corners here. Not very often here at the back corners. You can see it's very clear there, not a lot of any sheep right there. You can see around his base, just around the edges of these choke points, there's the sheep. Again, right there and right here. So in the middle of the map, there's a triple spawn right behind the tree line here, close to the golden relic. In the middle of the base, nothing really there, just a few stray sheep in kind of this choke point area. And that's about it, guys. There is not a lot of sheep on this specific map, so please do consider your forward deer and your berries as a food source, and transitioning into maybe farms and so forth when you play these games. But yeah, a thing that you need to do with the Holy Roman Empire, and this I've only learned playing a lot of different games and learning when I lose and so forth. I'm really comfortable with the economic boom that you get with the Holy Roman Empire. Specifically this game, we're going to show you the exact way and how specifically you can get to these relics, and how comfortable you can be or get with securing them with a fast Imperial age. Actually a fast castle age. I would say fast castle is maybe the better statement to use. But you use the prelate to inspire the villagers. Bit of idle time here, so you take your villagers, build the house, shift click them to actually go forth and build the gold mine. This is very bad early on, but it's okay. We focused on the scout to get our sheep too much, so it's very good to get your keybinds down like this, but make sure your villagers that you're sending forth to gold dropped off their food, and then when they're going over to gold, they actually have the inspiration, because that means when they start mining, they'll bring back 14 gold per minute per trip instead of 10, so you'll get a little bit more every time. We did get those few sheep here around the base, just bringing them back so we don't run out. And we're sending more villagers now onto the food, so you want to have 4 on gold. Invest the rest into food early on, and then you decide on how aggressive or how defensive you want to play, depending on what the enemy is doing. A lot of people go for double scouts, specifically with the Holy Roman Empire, because you're building the prelate. I don't really like going for extra scout, just because of the extra food cost and the slower production you get from the villagers. But we have a second prelate coming out now, which I think was a mistake. But he is actually not. It's the same prelate. He was just inspiring the villagers. Another thing you need to know about the prelate, they buffed it in February, where when you're inspiring, it's 4 tiles far that you can inspire, right? So you can see a mining camp is 2 tiles, and a town center, it's 4 tiles across. So if a prelate stands here, he'll be able to inspire kind of in this radius right there with the new update. So now only he's able to inspire those villagers. You can see it's basically 3 tiles, 4 tiles away, because there's kind of a tile in between the gold there. So we do find these nice little sheep pickup right here. We do have our second age available, and we go for a Archon Chapel, and we wanted to include these wood lines, wanted to include the gold, so when this prelate does get inside here, we don't just get the first row of wood inspiration, we do get a little bit deeper, and you can kind of force long distance chopping by having your mining camp just on the edge of this ring. Like if the mining, the lumber mill is, for argument's sake, right here, and they are mining or chopping this wood, sorry for saying mining every time, but they are chopping this wood down here, and they keep entering the zone. They do work that 30% or 40% faster, but it's for 30 seconds. So just take into account if it's worth that, the long distance chopping, or actually just extending another lumber mill forward. So he comes forward to kind of scout us out. We have the forward deer here, like I said. We have the gold. We have our palace going up. And if the scout comes close, you will hear a little bell go off or a siren that tells you. We did pick up that sheep. I didn't want to go forward and kind of lose them, because the English does have a much bigger range on their town center. You can see how big of a protection circle this has. So if you accidentally come too close and it garrisons these villagers, you can lose all of those sheep. So I was scared of that, so I didn't take any chances. So he has the heavy food production, standard gold production, transitioning into berries, because he doesn't have a lot of sheep. We pretty much picked up most of the sheep in the game. Is there any other sheep available right now? I don't think so. I think we did a really pretty decent job in securing sheep. There's one stray that he'll probably pick up right here, and another one there. So he didn't pick up those immediate ones around the side of the base. Probably going to pick them up right now. But that's you can see that little route that we took compared to the one that he took. We can actually see how big of a exploration he has. He did not go around the side of the base, so he did lose that production, or that consistency, because he didn't have that. So we do have the inspiration now. You can see the one Imperial official that we have, the prelate that we have. We garrisoned inside the Archon Chapel, and now the gold is being, what do you call it? The gold is being, sorry, the prelates give a inspiration buff. There we go. They are inspired. Sorry, guys. So we built the stable here because the horsemen are a really nice counter towards the French, the English rush with their archers. If you have 5 or 6 of these horsemen out versus the archers that they have with it, with their landmark, it is really easy to counter the council hall, and even some of the spearmen. If they only have 1 or 2, you'll be able to counter that quite significantly with just a few horsemen out instead of spearmen or archers, right? Because they have archer advantage and they can train it so much quicker with this council hall. You're not gonna keep up with that, and you have to invest into a archery range on top of the stable. So just go with a horseman. I think that's very comfortable. I see the feudal age, and now you'll see we'll start training horsemen very shortly. There we go. Just to make sure that as soon as his military production starts, our military production starts. So very comfortable. He was quite late on his feudal age, but that's okay. Every game on its own. So we do scout out the council hall here. We did not scout out the walling happening right here, but it does have the wall right there. I don't think he has a forward wall here yet. He did not close off the front. He's probably going to close off the back soon. But we have the scout here just harassing, causing a bit of idle time on the gold here. But I want you guys to keep an eye on this resources, right? So we do have a blacksmith going up to try and give the horsemen that extra defense. They have been buffed in January, where they get that extra range defense per age. So feudal age is 2, castle age 3, imperial age 4, and then you can increase that with this little iron undermesh to get that extra range defense. So just take note of that. It's quite a nice way to deal with the English right now. So we can see our sheep is still comfortable. We're sitting on 4 sheep plus the 15 villagers on food. We did transition into deer. 6 or 4 villagers on the wood, and this is 8 minutes in, guys. So we have the 4 villagers on wood, still 8 minutes in. That's more than enough, because we're trying to get into this imperial age, and I'll show you exactly why. So another imperial official coming out right now. I want to show you guys specifically the positioning of this imperial officials once we get close to this imperial age, or the castle age. So we're on 400 gold, getting another Imperial official out to kind of inspire these villagers, because they lose their inspiration because they're outside of this food. So it's a really nice investment to just have that extra prelate to increase your food per minute income. You can see it's on 630 with the 15 villagers. He's sitting on 16 villagers, and he's not equaling the food per minute that we have. Just because of the inspiration that we have. It's really nice to just get that inspiration. It does make a big difference. We get the archery range. We're not sure how aggressive this English player is going to be. You can see, where is this actually garrison to? Where did he train? Where's those archers? We did see him train archers. They actually garrisoned in here. So he actually just built 3. I don't know why I didn't go for the aggressive English play, but that's okay for us. So now we have quite a nice army. I'm very comfortable to defend this, training up some more horses, just for that in case. But we pick off the deer carcasses just to make it easier to farm them, get an extra mill out, so we know we don't have all that traveling time towards this mill like you can see right here. And now we're in the second age, going into the third age with a Reginus Cathedral, and this is what I want to show you guys. We're in the Reginus Cathedral, we have a double prelate out here, we have a third prelate inside here. So we're sitting on 4 prelates in total, 3 prelates in total. And because I'm rushing this Archon Chapel, you can see we have 3, 4, 5, 6 villagers on this. We're sending the horsemen forward, and we're attack moving when we move forward, just to make sure when we move forward we kill the wolf like we did right here. That was just to kind of see how his base is looking, so we did send that horseman forward, just to have a look at what's happening in his base. So we saw the spearmen, and I didn't stop production, but we do have some form of defense. And you can see now this prelate's moving to this relic. This prelate that we have right here is moving to the front relic right here. I think I'm going to drop this one out. There we go. Because they still keep their inspiration for 30 seconds, so it's not that bad. And we'll just replenish this Archon Chapel with the prelate, so the inspiration continues. No downtime really there. There we go. Everything's inspired again. But this prelate has the front relic right here. We have one right here and one right here. Right? Archon Chapel goes up. 1, 2, and 3 is going to come up very shortly. 3. At 11 minutes, 3 relics, guys. That is unbelievable. If you get that right with the English, specifically with the Holy Roman Empire, you know, play defensive. We have a wall down here. We have a stone wall down here. We don't have to worry about a forward rush because we do have our military here. But this is going to make a big difference. I want you guys to keep an eye on this, right? We're sitting on 6 villagers on our gold. He has 4 villagers on the gold. He has 45 gold per minute. We have 385 gold per minute, because we have quite a lot of villagers on gold. But have a look at this now, right? Because of that, what do you call it? Relics now that's inside the Reginus Cathedral, right? There's another one that we'll probably pick up very shortly right here. I don't know when we send that. There we go. The prelate's going to go fetch that. But because we have the triple relics inside the Reginus Cathedral, the Reginus Cathedral gives you 200% gold every minute instead of 100. So we're sitting on 868 gold per minute compared to the 138, and we're equaling the food and the wood. And we have some stone production, and that's still with 1 town center. He's also on 1 town center. He did not go over to his stone. I think there's another stone probably somewhere around here. Let's just view the whole map. Really nice gold, really nice stone, actually quite nice here. But I didn't find this relic, by the way. I didn't see that relic was there at the back of his base. I did run across it earlier, but I didn't remember where it was, but that's okay. You can see there I actually stopped just before it, so I didn't know the relic was actually that close to his base. But we had this one right here, so it's a very equal spread. But we have these horsemen out now. We have the 4th relic coming back, and I'll show you these relics it's better to put them in a keep than a town center, because it buffs up whatever building this relic is in. So we can't put it into the Richness Cathedral, but we can put it inside an outpost. And with the outpost, you'll get that increase in production. So I didn't want to have it forward in case they rush us. I set forward another unit. I saw the what do you call it? The White Tower here. They have a mangonel, really nice, just basic army that he has here. Not too big. English is known for having a massive amount of numbers, so I would say, you know, both of us playing a very intermediate game. He's going for the monastery, probably to kind of contest these relics that I'm getting. But we already have 4 relics, guys. This is a huge gold advantage for us, and he does not know that. He does not hear when we pick up those relics, so we're in an advantage there. The extra prelates that we trained, we keep them here on the food, so they keep buffing up this food production. Once this outpost is done, this prelate is going to drop off into the outpost, and that's 4 out of 5 relics that we have so far. Come on, little prelate, you know you want to do it. Drop off the little relic. There we go. So now this building, you'll see very shortly, it's going to start producing gold as well. You can see here, armor increased by 50%, damage increased by 35%, sight range increased by 25%, weapon range increased 20%, and gold generation is 100 gold per minute. With these 4 relics, you're virtually sitting on, I want to say about 20 villagers on gold, physically, that had to farm gold. So that's an extra 20 kind of population that you gain. So it's technically about a 90 population that we have just because of the relics and the extra gold we're getting from that. So just take that in mind. We have the mangonels because we know mangonels deals with the archers very well. And we have a very heavy wood production, because what I like doing is going for heavy wood into heavy stables and using the stables plus bombards to just overwhelm the enemy. But a really nice little army that we have right here. I know the mangonels can deal with the archers, so that's why we went for the mangonels. But the main thing I want you guys to take away from this video is that exact thing that we did with the prelates. I could have done it a little better with the little idle time that we have here with the villagers on the house and the gold mine. So we could have had the second age quicker, third age quicker. Really nice that we just had these 2 villagers on stone, and they were able to defend right here and right here very comfortably without any heavy investment into the stone. And now we're just closing off the base because we're moving our army out. And I'm very comfortable fighting with this army because we have a crossbows to deal with any men-at-arms. We have a few knights in there. We have the horsemen in there to deal with the archers. But this army is primarily focused on dealing with the, specifically with the archers, if they had mass archers. At this point in stage, if you were the English, you probably had over at least 40 or 50 archers if you focused on producing them consistently as you're producing villagers. For the English, it's very important to get that high archer counts, otherwise you might get overwhelmed very early. But we do have these mangonels coming forward, 3 mangonels, really nice damage. They have 12 siege, 24 versus building, 24 versus ships, but the 12 damage is going to be spread. It's AOE damage, and because it's 3 of them, they're basically going to do in the area of 30 to 40 damage on their own. And I think they do more damage against unarmored units. So now we're at the early Imperial Age mark. We did build a lot of houses just to keep up with our production here at the back, and we go with the Palace of Swabia, and that's just because we want to get a hold of the stone so we can focus on going for a sacred site victory, because this one is walled off here. This one is walled off with the stone walls here, so we can secure these sacred sites and go for a sacred site win. We have the gold income from the relics, and very little unit production, but enough to keep up with this game going on right now. Let's go to full view here. You can see now only the archers are starting to amass. 26 veteran longbowmen. He has the blacksmith. He did get What upgrades did he get? He got the double melee armor upgrade, which is nice. It's gonna protect him against the horses, and he has the increased damage upgrade. So perfect upgrades for the English. Yes, does have the springles because it did scout out us right here, so he saw us on the mangonels, and now he's pushing forward to us. So I was going for a snipe here around the back because that's what I had vision on earlier. I knew there was a wooden wall here. I did not want to take on this this castle, so I go forward to breach this wooden wall. Very easily done with the mangonels. You can see how quickly we just siege through the walls because of the increased damage that they have against walls, plus 24 versus buildings. And he actually comes from behind with his army. I didn't know that until it was almost too late. So we go forward with with our army, trying to get into this. We'll go through a nice cinematic view here to see what happens with this fight. So we just hit the Imperial edge. We saw the units coming from the back, so we sent forward our units. His siege is still far behind here. So the horses obviously will take a lot of damage from the spearmen, but we have the crossbowmen to deal with any heavier units, any military units. But the mangonels is what just decimated this army, and that's what kind of just broke through this army with these units. We're gonna pick off, and he taps out. He taps out one single fight and a very strong economic lead from our side, and he taps out with one single fight, guys. Don't sleep on the Holy Roman Empire. I think it's one of the strongest defensive factions right now out there. You can see how stable and how good our economy was just with that extra gold. But thank you very much for watching. Please do leave a like, subscribe, and come back for more ARE content, Age of Empire content, focusing on all the different factions. We did 22 videos on the French. We're gonna try for about 20 videos on the Holy Roman Empire, and probably for another faction after. But leave some comments if you have any factions that you're curious about. We'll post a video on the Mongols with specifically the cavalry, or sorry, scout rush that they are doing right now. But just giving you solid information of build orders and what works in the game and how you can actually, when the rank season comes out, do good in the game. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you guys have a nice